something that they want to do. I think the second half we held them to 1 or 2 threes. So, that's there in this ball game. We chased it the whole second half. Our players never give up. They haven't all year. And we're going to keep fighting and swinging and make this great group of young women, we're going to make something out of this season.
Questions for Jorie?
You're able to point to how you're able to score so well there in the second half.
I thought I left a few on the board short, or I was kind of struggling to finish in the first half. My teammates were encouraging me during halftime, and I came out and I played very physical. I was able to get my feet underneath me and finish.
Okay, since we're obviously not in the locker room with the team, what did they say to you to encourage you?
Well,
if you can say it, you can't,
They just sent me, and they had people. She told me, Jorie, just keep going at him. Just keep going at him. You're going to make that shot. And I know we didn't get the result we wanted to today, but we still had fun. I mean, you can't ask for much more than playing a ranked opponent on national television and playing them tough. We've had a tough stretch here, but the joy of the game is coming in every day and being together and getting better. And I think we've shown that we have really good players. We have really good pieces. Once we all show up and we're on the same page for 4 quarters, we're going to be a really dangerous team. We're just still trying to get to that point. And when we do, no one's going to want to play us.
Just to piggyback off that, what did you think about the play of your teammates today? And it's not the result, as you said you wanted, but it was still fun. So what did you think?
Like Coach said, our effort's always there. We always play really hard. As he alluded to, our execution is lacking at some points, and that's definitely fixable. We missed some shots that I think our players are accustomed to making, but that's the name of the game. You're gonna miss shots, but we never give up, and we never will, and we'll get back to the drawing board and get better.
Jorie, Creighton's 3rd in the country in least committed turnovers per game at just 10.5, but your team forced 18. What is forcing so many turnovers on such a disciplined team due to your opponent's psyche, and does that give your team confidence?
Definitely gives us confidence. I think always your intensity on defense leaks over into your offense. So we were able to get a couple run-out points from those turnovers. We just came together as a team and said we got to be really gritty this game. Creighton is a tough team, and I've been playing against Emma Ronzik and Lauren Jensen and Morgan Molly for 4 years now. I have immense respect for those players, but we knew we had to come in here and be really tough, and we were able to show that with the turnovers we created.
Thank you, Jorie.
Thanks, Jorie. Thank you. We're to fight.
Questions for Coach Bruno?
Can you talk a little bit about Charlize's play today and how you thought she did?
Yeah, I thought she gave us a nice energy. I mean, Jorie can't go 40. Jorie leaves her heart and soul out on the floor every night, and we need to have somebody come in there and give her a little bit of a break. And I thought she I thought she was ready as a freshman, and I thought she gave us good energy, and she finished a couple shots, and I thought we had I thought she gave us a good. She played a very good role, and I thought it was improved over what we've been getting there.
You held the best free throw shooting team percentage-wise in the country to just 5 before that late bonus and the intentional fouls kicked in. Was this part of the game plan, and how did it affect the outcome?
It's always a game plan. We really work on keeping people off the free throw line. It's one of those games. Unless you have an opponent that's just grossly not making free throws, it doesn't. We really try to play clean defense. We work at playing clean defense. So it's an objective of what we're trying to do is keep people off the free throw line. So I think our players did a good job of that. It was not. You can be prepared and prepared, but we just didn't have. And they played hard. So, but just the 3-point shooting in the first half by Creighton that we allowed, you have to deter those 3-point shooters. You have to deter the shots being taken, and if they're being taken, you have to make them miss. And we did not do that in the first half. And they really had a great 3-point shooting first half. And that's I think at halftime we're still just chasing 8. I mean, 30 of their 44 points were from 3, and 7 2-point baskets. So we were just, your free throw question's a great one. We work to always keep it clean. but that's really the three-point defense. And we're last in the Big East in three-point defensive percentage. So something's got to get fixed here. Jorie talked about the drawing board, and she's right. But we have to. That's an empirically evidenced, documented understanding. You can't be giving people threes. Second half, I thought we did a better job of taking the threes and running them off the three-point line, but then we got a little bit porous at the rim. You're not just taking away a three and giving up layups in exchange. You still want to be able to, take them off the line, but not just give up layups. So I thought they got better as the game went along.
To get back to your opening comment about the conference, maybe perhaps outside of UConn, did you anticipate the conference this season being so tightly packed?
Oh, no, Jimmy, it's a great, again, Marquette and Creighton, you don't want to just concede, and nobody in this league is conceding second, third to them, all right? That's not what we're trying to do here. We're all fighting to finish second, third ourselves. At the same time, the group at both schools has been together a long time, and that's very important in college athletics, to get a group together, keep them together for a long period of time. And this Creighton group, don't forget, they were expected to be a big-time NCAA player as seniors, and they went to an Elite Eight as sophomores. So they got that experience, and last year they probably, by their own admission, didn't quite live up to what they were expecting last year. So you got a fired up bunch of seniors here that have played together a long time. Now let's get to the USA basketball aspect of things. As a chair of a committee that selects the AmeriCup team, Ronsick was there, and we watched Emma try out for that team, and I thought she should have made the team personally. Again, I've got to be careful there. I don't want to be throwing my committee members under the bus publicly here. But we needed three-point shooting. And Ronsick is we took bigger players. There were bigger players that went down to Mexico, but at the same time, Ronsick did something that the rest of them doesn't do, and that's give you the versatility of making threes and playing at the rim. Meanwhile, you got Molly and Jensen playing in a 3-on-3 world, USA basketball. So they got an experienced group, got more experience. And so, this is a really good group of basketball players. It's a really good team, always well coached, regardless of who's on the team, they're always well coached, and that's what they are, and that's really what Marquette is. And so we have our hands full now. A week from now with a really good Marquette team who's returned everybody. They lost Chloe Murata, which was Chloe Murata did a lot for that basketball team and a lot for the league. So it's not just, I don't want to casually talk about just that's the only loss. It's a big loss, but they've replaced her with Franny Hottinger. But they got everybody else back. So it's another team that's got everybody back, which speaks to how good UConn is. See, people just don't understand. Yeah, UConn got knocked out of the top 10 this year for the first time. Okay, that's a big storyline nationally. But Coach has now had a chance to get Keiki Arnold rocking and rolling, to get Paige Beckers back and get some actual rhythm into her game. They've got the Ellie Shine. They've got these freshmen. Alea Edwards is back. Griffin's back. Ice Brady. It's a really good UConn team, and you don't want to play teams when they just got beat by them. That's the other factor here is we drew Creighton after Creighton got beat by UConn, but the rest of the world don't play. They don't want to play UConn, and so it's just it's a dynamic in our league that makes it a really, really interesting, hard. I hate the adjective cool, but it's an interesting dynamic because these teams are all really good and everybody can beat everybody else. So it's just it's an exciting league to be part of, and there's just a lot's going to happen yet as we move through the rest of January and February and get to the Big East tournament in Hartford. Thank you, everybody, for covering women's hoops. And, we got to just get ready for a really good Marquette team. And not to try to keep you here if you want to go right, but, the players start school tomorrow, too. So it's the quarter system is a great system. And I remember when I played here, I really, really enjoyed having a half a summer break. Basically, these players are off for half of a summer, 6 weeks, and it was really a joy. But then, I think we as coaches are ready to get them back in school. I think there's a little loosey-goosiness to their focus when they're not having to go to school. So, and it always takes a little bit of work when just now the rhythms are going to change. They're going to have to get back to class and get back to school. So a lot's going to be at them here as we turn into January and away from the holidays. But thanks everybody for covering women's hoops, and we're going to come after Marquette later in the week. Thank you.